Good afternoon, America. Time now is 12:33 p.m. and today is the 2nd 16 2026, and it's Monday. And it's President's Day, what was once Washington's birthday. I'm going to talk a little bit about something that is very prevalent in this time and age and decade. You know, I'm not a man of how would you say hostile attitudes or the meaning of principles and people. I like the truth. I like to tell the truth. And I go by this motto every single day of my life. The truth shall be known, but the truth shall set men free. Justice will reign over injustice to protect the innocent. That is my motto. I used to be, let me say this to you, I used to be the special ops soldier that would take on different schools that I knew my future would teach me and bring me into positions where I would use them for career development. And I used many of them. One, as you can see behind me, Masters in Arts, Visual Fine Arts. I hold a doctorate's degree in that, Visual Fine Arts, among many other things I have studied and researched on. I'm not a violent man, I'm a very simple man. But don't push the right buttons on me. I will say to you, Mr. Trump, as so many Americans I see on this TikTok. Now, this is not TikTok. This is my personal video to you. Nor on Instagram or on Facebook, nor on your Truth Social network, which you control so that you can feel great talking about yourself and everything else involving yourself. That's why you created that Truth Social network, invested in it heavily like you have. I'm a very intelligent individual. I am Latino. Those people that you hate so much for some reason or other. Doesn't matter. You used to have Latinos working in your Mar-a-Lago resort for many years. From what I understand, you were very abusive towards them. You know, and I also noticed that you like to demean women. Why do you do that? If a woman was the one that brought you to this world. Of course, I know that she was also an immigrant. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? I guess you're not. Well, some people have this intertwining discipline about them that they continue having that through their whole life from the time they're born. because they're broken people. They've been abused by parents that do not really love them. The parents feel like they're a burden to them. And then they call them numbskulls and disasters, which are basically true later on in life, because they carry that on themselves, even in leadership positions. So they try to be the best of the best that people can think that they are, but they're real criminals within. Nobody knows what's behind the closed door till you open the door. You have a lot of secrets, my friend. Though you're not my friend, I don't like you. But that doesn't mean I will kill you. Now, if you were my enemy in the field, in a combat field, no doubt. But you have a lot of enemies in this world. They do not like you at all. I would suggest that you get yourself on your knees if you know how, unless, of course, you can't because of your vows to that old Satan or Lucifer. You know, he offers people. He offers people. He did that with me. No. He offers people wealth. Power. That's what you love, power. Position, title. I will give you this whole world as your kingdom if you serve me and bow down to me. That's what you have done, as many other people have. You bow down before a disciple of the winged fallen one. You do not know the occult. I was once a CID, special ops, covert, undercover. Now retired. Became a PI, covert, undercover, and finally retired to do that kind of work behind me. I like people. And as I've said, and will say, the truth shall set men free. But first, there must be the fire. That justice will reign against injustice to protect the innocent. That is my motto. I will die with that motto. You yourself, you're enabling a pedophile network to register itself around the world because you have been, how would you say, extorted by an ally nation, Israel. And as I see Netanyahu show up every so often around your Oval Office, that man has been around for many years. His brother fought at Entebbe against, Ugandan troops who were harboring terrorists, PLO terrorists, with those OPEC people that you elbow with, even Saudi Arabians. There was one man who was now in a French prison. They called him Carlos the Jackal. Carlos the Jackal. Ilic Ramirez Sanchez. His full name, a Venezuelan. Venezuela, your favorite topic these days. Tell me something. Do you really think that the Venezuelan people will bow and bend down to you? Really? You really think so? They engendered a Venezuelan terrorist in Carlos the Jackal. And don't you think there are people like him in Venezuela or any other Latino nation? A very interesting subject that I found about you. You have a little meme type of social network character called El Presidento, with a mustache like mine. I'm going to say this to you. A leader is known by the integrity that he exudes, by the discipline in his life, which he continuously enhances and evolutionizes so that he can be a better leader. The subject of the presidency was given to you the position of the presidency was given to you for a reason, because the American people were tired of the bullshit from the other side, the Democrats. But it turns out to be you're worse. You're worse than they were. Despite the point that you're always blaming Joe Biden or Barack Obama, I think you really are jealous of Barack Obama. He's a very intelligent individual. You're jealous of many other Democrats in blue states. And you pick on their blue states. Well, let me tell you something. Minnesota was your Alamo. Minnesota was your Waterloo. You have children that you have raised. You have children that are your grandchildren. When you look at them, what do you see? Do you see yourself? I don't believe so. Because you're just that cold-hearted person. When I saw all those photographs and visualizations of you and videos of the horrors that others like you have been involved in with these Epstein documents and files, and I saw every single one of them. You can make a horror movie out of all of those, and it would be a first edition or first promotion in the movies, the movie theaters. The point is very simple. You were involved with a lot of honeypots that Epstein produced. He has one that it snared a young man called Charlie Kirk. She was given $350,000 3 times in one shot to create a probe assassination team to murder Charlie Kirk. That's why she ran to you after the ordeal. You give her a big hug and you want to squeeze. I mean, feel of her all through, didn't you, you pervert? It's incredible what we, the American people, have come to and who we elected. You know, a lot of your MAGA people, I'm not a Republican nor am I a Democrat, and I never voted for you, Trump. Never did. Nor did I vote for the last president. And I've loved this nation with all my heart. I love its people, the variable people of this nation. When I saw the extraditions and the deportations of immigrants, because your mother was an immigrant. Your mother was an immigrant. Why would you do that to other immigrants if your mother was an immigrant? Another thing I notice about your administration is your no common sense cabinet. They're all no good. They're all broken people, all of them, every single one of them. And you hired them to be your cabinet. As if we speak right now, we have ICE personnel insulting Noam Christie, or Christie Noam, whichever name she uses these days. The multi-hat one, with all the multi-hats. I'm a man of knowledge, a man of many years. I'm almost hitting 80s, as young as people say I look. And that's because I stay away from pedophiles and all that shit. Excuse the language again. I'm going to say this to you, Mr. Trump. You're 80 years old. You're hoping to shoot another term in office, which I doubt very much. I doubt very much. You probably won't make it to 84. Because you've got all of those illnesses in you. Can't hold your, how would you say, your feces in your pants. And you smell awful in one side of the wings of the White House. So much so that your partner has to move to the other side to stay away from the stench. Don't you know what that is? That's the smell of death. You should be thanking God for every day that you live and every day that you wake up, or how much you sleep. Or are you too afraid of sleeping because you have nightmares about your former wife, Ivana? Am I correct? You see, like I said before, I used to be a CID investigator, covert operative, undercover. secret security clearances. But you see, the problem today is that many of those great investigators, the Sherlock Holmes types, they're restrained by the policies and politics of their work and of their agencies. But if you let them loose, how the wonders, the great wonders that they can produce. I see that in the law enforcement field in this nation today. Their hands are tied. But if they are let loose, I can tell you something, the prisons will be full. And instead of those warehouses that you are building for immigrants, they will be full of criminals like you and your partners and associates. You're not going to let that happen, are you? So what do? You cover up the biggest crime of the century. The biggest crime of the century, which has been around for a century and a half. America will soon come to the midterm section of this elections coming up. You have an obvious choice. You're either going to get impeached, or they're going to drag you out of the White House by marshals. More than likely, you've set your Secret Service guys to counter that move. But then you'll be creating another division between law enforcement officers and people that protect you. Do you really think that the Secret Service will go against their own laws and Constitution of the United States of America? Do you really think that? Unless they're all store-bought security people. Give yourself a sit down. Sit in your easy chair tonight and think about what you've done the whole time you've been president and before that. And look yourself in the mirror. Do you really want to end your life in that mode? Do you really want to end your life in a deathbed, thinking if your soul is going to be sent to hell or sent to heaven? Think about it. I'm not being super religious with you. I'm being practical and common sense. You don't know what common sense is. Apparently your administration cabinet don't know either what common sense is. And I'm watching all of your cabinet members screw up their branches. No common sense. Don't you know that humanity will eventually win in the end? And you're hoping for an AI technology to come about. Now, what happens when those AI technologies turn on you and your people? Anyways, I've said what I needed to say, but I'm going to tell you something. Those who were in MAGA are turning against you for a reason. And eventually Israel is going to turn against you for their reason. I will be very careful. I will be very careful knowing what you know. Nothing else is said to be by me. But I will tell you this other thing. The American people are not stupid. They're not suckers either. They want your head on a platter, a silver platter. They do. You have no other choice. Whether you become a third-term president, you take the risk, and the choice is yours. Or you can resign or be impeached and live a happy 4 or 5 years left of your life on some island in Qatar or in Israel or wherever you want to go in Saudi Arabia. Live in a tower in Moscow, like you want to build that tower in Moscow. The tallest tower of the world, right? Have you ever heard of Babylon? The Tower of Babel? Nimrod on top of the tower. What happened to Nimrod? He thought he can become God. The same thing is going to happen in the Jewish temple. With your boy there. What's his name again? Kushner? Which means fallen. In the Jewish term. Jared. Number 6. Number 6 of Abraham's line. Number 6. And then he buys the 666 building in Manhattan. We saw it coming. I saw it coming. You are screwed. To make a long story short, you are screwed. And the American people are tired of you. And you will see greater things happen with this Epstein file scandal all around the world. And in the government that you administer as well. Be advised, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something very wise. As you say, you are so smart. You're not that smart. But you did not see this coming. When you thought that you could hide it from the American people. Or you can do your thing because you think you're above the law. That you're above the law in a land of lawlessness, which you want to create. The American people will have justice where there's no justice. And I guarantee you they will protect their children. There is no more rule. There is no more rules for tyrants or despots or mob bosses. You do not know what a mob boss is. And you do not know what a tyrant is. And sure as hell, you do not know what evil is. I mean real. And I said it 3 times. Real evil. America, as always, and I will say this again, protect the innocent. Protect your children. Teach them and discipline them well. Teach them to survive the future. Teach them to be strong. Teach them to be athletic and to be warriors and to go forward. To become the best of the best they can be. Be well.